is the power of love in its rawest form.
Join the fight for LGBTQ acceptance. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM at HD1 San Francisco. An Odyssey station.
Good morning!
It's time to wake up. It's 5, and we're live.
Oh, is this thing on? I don't care. I want him to hear.
This is the Pregame Show, your early morning shot of sports on 95.7 The Game. Come on!
Oh, yeah. Let's go. It's the Pregame Show, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm your host, Joe Spadoni. And for the next hour here on your beloved Bay Area airways, we're going to be talking Giants. Hell, we're going to be talking Oakland Athletics. Hottest team in baseball. But first and foremost, we're going to be talking about this team.
Looking. Finds Struce back to Lowry. There it is. Three-pointer. Won't go. Rebound. Caldwell Pope. They're not going to foul. The Heat will let it play out. It's over. At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
The Denver Nuggets are your 2023 NBA champions. Got to take off that moniker for the Golden State Warriors now. No longer defending champs. That would be the Denver Nuggets, who win their first ever NBA title. Thank you to Mike Breen on the call for ESPN. Hell of a job all season with that crew. Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy, all of them. Tremendous, tremendous job. And tremendous game last night. It got tight towards the end. You could feel the tension in the air in Denver. All the fans, you got that 1-point deficit with a couple minutes to go. Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Buckets, finally shows back up, but ends up being too little, too late for that team. Heat culture is ousted by the best player in basketball. That's just what he is now. Nikola Jokic, if he wasn't already, after winning back-to-back MVPs, and if we're being honest with ourselves, should have been 3 straight MVPs. He is the best player in all of basketball in the entire world. Full stop. That includes Giannis. That includes Tatum. That includes Stephen Curry. Nikola Jokic is the baddest man on the face of the earth when it comes to basketball. And he might not even care. I don't even think he does. That's not why he plays. I don't even know why he plays. That was the most nonchalant, I just won an NBA title, post-game, post-celebration that I've ever seen from a superstar. And I loved every second of it. Listen, something to be said. He's an Eastern European guy, Serbia, celebrating with his brothers, lots of hugging, lots of kissing. His family, his wife, his daughter was there in the crowd. He was having a good time, tackled Murray into the pool. So he was having a great time. Not saying he didn't celebrate, but the champagne reactions, not knowing what to do, telling the media, I want to go home, and we'll get to all the different sounds because it was a hilarious post-game for Nikola Jokic. But I wanted to start here at 888-957-9570. And I understand the market I'm in, and we touch, and we're global, but we're based in San Francisco, right here off of Broadway and Battery, right in the heart of the city. I don't even know how long we have here. Got like another month or two before we're moving down to a market, I believe. Carnegie Market? Something like that. We'll see. I haven't even been to the new building. Apparently there's no parking, so that's going to be an issue when I get here at 4 in the morning. Street parking, I guess. That'll be fun. But save that for another day. The question I have for all of you, as it pertains to the Golden State Warriors, Can the Warriors, as currently constructed, compete? Hell, beat this Nuggets team next season? And yes, I'm operating on both teams fully healthy. If this same Golden State Warriors team we just saw, Steph, Clay, Dre, Kevon Looney, Jordan Poole, hell, you can bring back DiVincenzo. Maybe you bring him back. Gary Payton II, Andrew Wiggins, all these guys. As currently constructed, can this Golden State Warriors team compete against this Denver Nuggets squad? Because you know what? I think this is one of the most dominant runs I could remember in an NBA Finals. Just think about what they did. Dismantling the Minnesota Timberwolves. A healthy Minnesota Timberwolves squad. With Cat. Not Cap. God, I hate that term. With Karl Anthony Towns, who I was listening to Steiny and Guru yesterday, think that maybe the Warriors should be interested in. Save that for another time. But dismantling Cat, Anthony Edwards, Gobert. Dismantling in the next round Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. Getting Monty Williams fired. Chris Paul's gone from that team now. The Phoenix Suns, night. And then sweeping one of the greatest players, if not the greatest to some, in LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Darvin Ham, Austin Reeves, all those guys. Sweeping them. Not getting the respect. Michael Malone calling out the media. You guys don't talk about us. You talk about why the Lakers lost, not why the Nuggets won. Take that chip on their shoulder to the NBA Finals. Heat culture, that's a thing. You know what? You've never won it, Denver. So we'll see. You got to prove it. You got to show it to us. You'll get your respect if you win it. And we'll see. Jimmy Buckets, they've been on a tear. Eric Spoelstra, he's been there. He's done that. Bam Adebayo, ho-hum. Nuggets beat him in 5. It was a dominant run in one of the greatest postseason runs you'll ever see from a superstar. We've already been talking about this whole entire postseason, the records that Nikola Jokic has been breaking. He broke Wilt Chamberlain's record in the playoffs for the most triple-doubles. He had a 30-20-10 performance in a finals, which has never been done before. He has 3 of those stat line performances in the playoffs. Only other guys that have those, one time apiece. Wilt and Kareem, a 30-20-10 stat line. 30 points, 20 boards, 10 assists. Nikola Jokic did it 3 times in the playoffs. And once in a finals. It's just an unbelievable run. And to see him celebrate yesterday, or I guess I should say try to celebrate, it was just fun. And you know what? I'm genuinely happy for Denver Nuggets fans. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. This is our first time in the finals, getting a taste. And what a run for Nuggets owner Stan Kroenke. If you're not aware, he is the owner of the Denver Nuggets. He is the owner of the Los Angeles Rams. He is the owner of the champion Colorado Avalanche, who won it last year. Rams obviously won it, well, technically not last year, but 2 years ago, 2 seasons ago now. He's the owner of Arsenal FC in the Premier League, the English Premier League, that is. They were runners-up in the Premier League. Felt like they choked that one away, but Arsenal does what Arsenal does there. They choke things away. But it's been a hell of a run for Denver Nuggets, St. Louis, now Los Angeles Rams, Colorado Avalanche owner Stan Kroenke. Hell of a run. And Michael Malone, shout out to him, former assistant with the Golden State Warriors. You had Andrew Bogut, obviously former Warriors center, giving him a shout out yesterday, saying he was basically our defensive coach and the coach that drew up all the plays in between timeouts. Subtle shot there to Mark Jackson, obviously. Not the best relationship between those guys. He said he's going to record a pod talking about all of the behind the scenes and stuff going on there. So stay tuned for that one. Andrew Bogut airing all the dirty laundry as it pertains to Mark Jackson, Michael Malone, and the Golden State Warriors in that run. Whew. Be fascinating. But 888-957-9570 is the number. Good morning, Twitch and YouTube. We are up and running. All of you chiming in. Eduardo Souza, Nicole, Amelia Bedelia, Luis Roberson. Which one is it? Is it Roberson or Robertson? Let me know. I think it's Robertson. But just let me know, Luis. I like to strive for greatness here on the pregame show. That's what we do. We strive for accuracy. 888-957-9570. Call or text that number if you would like to be a part of the show as well. Comcast Business text line is always open. And be sure to download that Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game for all your Warriors, for all your Giants, for all your San Francisco 49ers, and for all your A's coverage. Yes, they're doing the boycott tonight. We'll get into that a little bit later. A's fans, I will not sleep on you. When you're winning, we will discuss what is going on. And on the field, potentially something fun is happening. And hell, it's been fun. And we'll get to you as the show progresses. But again, the Denver Nuggets winning their first ever NBA Finals. Final score 94-89, ousting the Miami Heat. And Jimmy Buckets turning back into a pumpkin late there. And maybe that's not fair. He was carrying this team all the way to the NBA Finals. It was a hell of a postseason for Jimmy, but you just felt like his legs were getting tired. Towards the end there, sure, adrenaline kicked in. He felt desperate. The team was desperate. They didn't want to lose on that home court of the Denver Nuggets. They wanted to bring it back to South Beach, but just too much Jokic, too much Murray, too much everything, too much Aaron Gordon making defensive plays. He wasn't the best scorer, 1 of 6 yesterday, 4 points, but defensively he was all over the place. 2 steals, a block. He had 7 boards, 2 offensive. Michael Porter Jr., 16 points, 13 boards. Jokic, ho-hum, 28 points, 16 boards, 4 assists. Jamal Murray, not the greatest shooting night, but you know what? The boards were there for him too. They were dominating that glass. 46-33, and that was their difference. It was not a great shooting performance by either squad, but the second chance opportunities of the Denver Nuggets ended up being the difference. In size, it matters. It absolutely matters when it came to this matchup. And ultimately, the bigger team, the fresher team, won. And that was the Denver Nuggets. And I teased this out. I need to get to it. Nikola Jokic was just an absolute chef's kiss, tour de force, and what a 9-to-5 employee should be in this country. Hey, how's it feel, Joker, winning the NBA championship?
You are an NBA champion, Nikola. How does that feel?
It's good. It's good. The job is done. We can go home now.
We can go home now. A working's man's man. God, I love that. And I feel that. Getting into that 8th hour, you're ready to leave. Just want to go home. I'm tired. That guy is clearly laboring up and down the court. He's in the altitude. He's a large human being. He just wants to go home, play with his horses. That's it. He's not asking much. Denver's the perfect market for that guy. He probably has a nice little ranch out there. It's got some nice horses. Flips on some, what is that? What is that channel with all the horse racing on it? I'm blanking on it, but he turns on that betting channel. See what the ponies are doing around the world. Cracks open a Coors Light, because hell, he's in the Rockies. He's got to do it. He's chilling with his NBA title. Here's more from Joker after the game.
You said after the Lakers win, you said you were surprised that you didn't feel more. So I'm curious what you are feeling right now, and if you're looking forward to a parade coming up in Denver.
When is parade? When is parade?
Thursday.
No. I need to go home. Okay.
My man just wants to go home, people. Doesn't have time for the parades. Let the man live. Go back to Serbia, where I'm sure it's going to be party central. It's the capital of Serbia, by the way. 888-957-9570. Because he just got Joker, both Jokers, winning championships. You got Novak Djokovic at Roland Garros, the French Open winner. His 23rd major trophy. Unreal, by the way. 23. It's so ridiculous. Just to say out loud. The most ever by a male tennis player. 23. So he just got done celebrating on Sunday. You got Nikola Jokic winning an NBA title. Winning a finals MVP. It's going to be Party Central in Serbia, man. Party Central. Good morning to all of you on Twitch and YouTube chiming in. Amelia Bedelia, it took many years and an NBA championship to get some personality out of Jokic. I think we've always seen this, Amelia. This is who Jokic is. He's not here for all the glitz and glamour. Denver's a perfect market for him. He's not trying to be anything he's not. What he is a 9-to-5 businessman who gets on the court, dominates, and not the flashiest of ways. We were talking about it last week. Stu Gatz of the Dan Le Batard Show. We love him. And he was kind of berating Joker. He's like, listen, I don't want to see me playing basketball out there. That's what it looks like. It looks like the average Joe, and I always take that as a shot as a Joe myself, or anything but average. Shout out to Cross Joe over here in about 30 minutes with Joe Shasky and myself. Well, he'll join me and get his thoughts on this. But he's your average working man's man. He goes in there and does his business in not flashy ways, doesn't complain, doesn't do anything. Goes home, cracks open a beer and chills. That's what he is. And I respect that. It doesn't always have to be the Deion Sanders, the Neon Deons. It doesn't have to be the S-talkers, the Dylan Brooks, those kind of players. No, it's not what he's about. He gets chippy. Oh, he gets chippy on the floor. Don't think you can try to punk him, though. Because one of the Morris twins, I always forget, I think it was Markieff, found out the hard way last season for the Miami Heat. You can't punk Jokic. And by the way, his brothers will let you know about it too. By the way, you see his brothers doing the little hip hip hooray, tossing head coach Michael Malone in the air. And his brothers, by the way, are just as big, if not bigger. His older brother, oh my God. Frightening. Would not want to mess with those guys. But they were giddy. The old family was giddy. It was great to see that celebration. It's always fun to see the family getting involved on a celebration like that as the Denver Nuggets win their first NBA title, 888-957-9570. And the question I have for Warriors fans this morning, as currently constructed, as the team stands today, can this Warriors squad beat this Denver Nuggets squad? 888-957-9570. Eduardo Souza on the YouTube chat chiming in. Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube because you are going to be wanting to stream Twitch and YouTube this week. And specifically, as I vamp here, because we have a contest coming up. I have it. Almost. Where are we at, Matt? Matt Nahigian, our program director, sending the email for the contest, all that sort of stuff. Here we go. Starting tomorrow, we are giving you and a guest, a chance to go to Chase Center and attend the Warriors introductory press conference with the player they draft. We'll be showing you a keyword on YouTube and Twitch at certain points of the show, and you will qualify by texting those words to our short code. It all starts tomorrow, so search 95.7 The Game on YouTube and Twitch now so you are ready to go. Eduardo Souza on if the Warriors can beat the Denver Nuggets next season as currently constructed. Yes, they can, but with a different mentality. How's that mentality going to look? And I think that's Eduardo's way of saying everyone needs to buy in. There needs to be an actual team effort next season. There can't be individual agendas. Because what we saw with this Denver Nuggets team, there are no individual agendas. It was Jokic. It was Murray. It was Aaron Gordon. It was Michael Porter Jr. It was Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Laker legend. It was Jeff Green, Bruce Brown, Christian Brown. All these guys contributing. It was a total team effort. And that's what you saw with both these teams. It was a team effort all throughout the playoffs. The Miami Heat were not the most skilled team. Hell, not even close. The Celtics, more talented top to bottom. The Milwaukee Bucks, more talented top to bottom. Hell, the Philadelphia 76ers may be more talented top to bottom. And that's where it could be a dangerous game. If you just play the name game, hell, you play the name game, the Los Angeles Angels the last few years on that alone should be champions, right? It's not how it works. Takes a team, takes a pitching staff. Shohei could only do so much. Mike Trout could only do so much. Anthony Rendon, I don't even know if he's doing anything anymore. The Yankees for all these years, they get a lot of guys. The Stantons, the Judges, the Coles. Got to have a team buying in. Got to have them humming on all cylinders. Can't have wink links. And the Golden State Warriors had many a wink link this year. Whether it was the camaraderie, whether it was guys not buying into their roles, whether it was teammates punching other teammates in the face, whether it was not developing young talent, punishing players that needed to be punished. There were agendas out there. Will those be rectified heading into next season? Can they be? Does Poole need to get traded? Does Draymond Green need to part ways with the team? These are the answers that need to be answered. These are the questions that need to be answered. But you get what I'm saying. Joe Lacob, Mike Dunleavy Jr., Kirk Lacob, whoever it is, they need to solve this Rubik's Cube, if you will. Because the clock's ticking. It's starting to heat up. You're starting to see names getting floated out there. Players declining options. Fred VanVleet, he's one. We were hearing Karl Anthony Towns yesterday. Could he be an option? Lots of different nuances and trickle-down effects going to be happening in these coming weeks. And we're going to have it all locked and loaded on your Warriors coverage right here on 95.7 The Game. Your home for Golden State Warriors coverage. 888-957-9570. 707 Comcast Business Text Line. KCP is not a Laker legend. Oh, yes, he is. He's a starter on a championship team. That Los Angeles Lakers squad that beat this same Miami Heat squad. Don't you ever forget it, 707. Come on. 408 Comcast Business Text Line. Is just me or do them boys get tall over there in Serbia? They got some big boys. That's country feeding out there in Serbia. What do they eat? It's a national dish. Some sort of pickled cabbage. A lot of Eastern European, some sauerkraut. Some sort of goulash. Or is that more Hungarian? Let me know. All the Serbs out there checking in on the pregame show. 888-957-9570. We are the world show here at the station. We get the Australians. We get the Dutch, the Netherlands. We get the English, the British. Where else have we gotten? We've gotten Germany. We're worldwide. We're not Mr. Worldwide. That's Pitbull. Dale. By the way, so many bangers with Pitbull. Underrated. I'm going to say it. Pitbull underrated. Go back to his early 2000s to mid 2000s features. Guy's on a lot of hits, man. Guy's got a lot of hits. I think he turned into a meme at some point. But you know what? I respect Pitbull. I don't think he gets the respect that he deserves. Rightfully so. Ernie Chavez, good morning. Shout out Morelli. Morali. I always butcher it. But it's Morali, correct? He needs to... Because I heard Bonte say Morelli. That sounds more Italian, more Paisan. I think you're Morali. But yes, shout out India. Morali, always checking in from India. Appreciate all of you. And you can always chime in worldwide because we are streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Download those, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Here's more from Nikola Jokic postgame as the Denver Nuggets win their first ever NBA title. We're breaking it all down right here on 95.7 The Game, the pregame show. Joe Spadoni, 888-957-9570. And here's Joker getting asked if Novak Djokovic texted him, congratulations.
Congratulations. I'm going to see if he's testing me, no? I don't know. I mean, mom.
How many texts you have, Nick?
A lot. I'm gonna turn off the phone.
Popular man. A lot. Yeah, I would assume he would have damn near 1,000 texts from all across the world. Yeah, I'm not checking that tonight. Wonder how you do that, by the way. Do you have someone like go through that for you, or do you have to individually open each one and respond? Like, you're such a baller, you don't really have to do that. You probably just say read all and be like, all right, whatever. I'll look at a few here that I really need to respond to, but other than that, I'm not doing it. But Joker seems like such a cool guy that he would take the time sitting on his horse, being like, thank you, TY, 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 heart emoji. He seems like an emoji guy, Nikola Jokic. What do you think his favorite emoji is? Heart eyes? Just the heart? He's very lovey-dovey with his brothers. They show a lot of affection, a lot of kissing on the cheeks, very European, and I appreciate that. Don't shy away from affection for your family, even if they are your brothers. A little kiss on the cheek here and there, that's okay. I think we're all going to survive. 888-957-9570. We're going to take a quick break. Come on back. More finals breakdown. Giants get a dub. A's get a dub. But the overarching theme and question of today's show, can this Warriors squad as currently constructed defeat or compete with this Denver Nuggets championship squad? So don't get it twisted. The Nuggets, they're rolling it back. Michael Malone after the game, and we're going to hear from him. He wants a dynasty. He wants a repeat. He's not a one and done. He's not a Johnson & Johnson. That's not his deal. He's trying to build something special, and they have the youth, and they have the star power to do it. Can the Warriors do anything about that? Talk about that next, right here on the pregame show. Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game.
Want to own a home? RSVP to the Urban League Bay Area and USA Bank's free program, The Financial Journey to Owning a Home program, Wednesday, June 14th, 6:30 p.m. at Uptown Station in Oakland. Access your credit and track online security. Register at ulbayarea.org today.
Mom, Dad, Sis?
Here we go again.
Why are you in a suit? Picture, if you will, a world with the best network imaginable. I'm talking about the Xfinity 10G network. Go on. Mom, remember how your reality shows wouldn't load with all of us online? Now you can binge. And Susie, we'll have fast internet in the basement.
Nice.
If you have any questions, here's my card.
This is just your name on a gum wrapper.
Introducing the 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through June 21st, new customers can get 200 megabit per second internet on the next generation Xfinity 10G network for just $25 a month.
Oh, yeah. There it is. I promised. Man of my word. Every A's win. We'll play it. And hell, this could be for the Nuggets, too. Hey, if you're a Nuggets fan, congratulations. Time to celebrate. First NBA championship for the Denver Nuggets, which pales in comparison to this Oakland A's team winning 6 in a row against the Tampa Bay Rays, best team in baseball. I mean, how can you compare those two, am I right? But what we are comparing, as we bring it back to the Warriors, and the question of today's show has been, can the Warriors, as currently constructed, beat or compete, either one, semantics, this Denver Nuggets squad? 888-957-9570 as Joe Shasky joins me now for the crossover, as he does each and every Monday through Friday at this time. And Joe, just what a dominant stretch for the Denver Nuggets, really from the regular season all the way to this point. No one really gave them flowers until I think last night, until they won it all. And Jokic, he doesn't care. I thought it's just, this guy is so unflappable off the court and on it. It's kind of refreshing, to be honest with you.
A couple of thoughts. Obviously, Jokic is spectacular.
Oh, my God. Synergy,
chemistry, cohesion, whatever adjective you want to use to describe what they put together. Buy-in, right? Getting contributions. I mean, Jeff Green.
I know.
I mean, how many teams has this guy been on?
12, I think, right?
I mean,
Ish Smith, I think he's been on like 20.
You know, he barely plays. But
I know.
And Jeff Green doesn't play a lot either, so I'm not here to like pretend. Christian Braun making contributions.
Brown spelled Brown. I hate
I'm
it.
sorry.
Well, it's spelled.
I do that all the time.
It's spelt like that though. So this one, it's just like, come on, like,
it's
what
my
are we doing?
fault. But like,
it's my fault.
Honestly, I look at that team and I say to myself, they're a deserving champion.
Yes.
You know, very few times in sports do you get a team that dominates all through the regular season. We doubt. And then what happens is we almost root for them to lose in the play. The Buffalo Bills are a great example because I think the Nuggets have a very Bills-like feel to them. Prior to this year, I'll believe it when I see it in the playoffs.
Yes.
And I understand that sentiment. But then I look at what they did in this playoff run. I don't care who was available in terms of the other teams or who they went through or what. They won the championship, and they pretty much steamrolled everyone.
Yes, I mean, and if you want to do that game, too, like...
I hate that.
Well, the Timberwolves had everyone, right? They had Karl-Anthony Towns, they had Anthony Edwards, they had Rudy Gobert. Okay, the Suns, they didn't have a 39-year-old Chris Paul. Was that going to make or break that? I mean, I get it. He's a future Hall of Famer.
6.
Yeah, was Chris Paul going to be the difference in that one, Joe?
They got absolutely
destroyed.
Hammered. It wasn't even close.
Who got destroyed more? You by Max Homa blowing you off or the Nuggets?
That is phenomenal knowledge. Phenomenal knowledge. But no, like, you know...
by the way, real quick, LA Country Club this week. That might be a sleeper. Max Homa, no, seriously, he might be a little sleeper pick for that one. That's his home
I like
turf,
all
right?
the Southern California guys this week. The other guy, I really like John Rahm.
Okay.
I mean, look, that's a homer pick because, I mean, he's top 5. He's going to be in everybody's, top billions. The other guy, I like Brooks.
Okay, yeah, Brooks, the U.S. Open. That's just what he does. U.S. Opens and PGA Championships. As we talk a little U.S. Open.
Phil might do something too.
Maybe.
All of the Saudi thing being lifted, he's feeling himself.
Is Tiger going to play in this one? No.
I think Tiger's done.
Is he?
I think. That's just me.
That's just you?
That's just me.
All right.
And what
back to the finals.
What I also think is done is pretending like the big man doesn't exist in the NBA. And I appreciate
it exists.
Yeah, I appreciate the way obviously Jokic goes about it, the offensive skill that he's got. But I think more than anything, we underrate his athleticism. I think we see this big lumbering dude. His ability to never roll an ankle, his ability to slow down his cadences as he's going to the rim. Do you know what I'm talking
about? It's because he can't jump high too. But seriously, that's a part of it, right? Like it's because he is not this super athletic guy.
Yeah, he's not jumping through the roof.
Fundamentally so sound and so.
But isn't his footwork excellent?
That's what it is, though.
So that's what
it's cranked to 1,000
exactly.
though. So it makes it look like it's just like this guy doing like that's what we got on Tim Duncan. Not the flash. He's the big fundamental quote unquote. But Tim Duncan's one of the 10 best basketball players of all time. And now Nikola Jokic with this NBA title, with this Finals MVP, on top of back-to-back MVPs, I think he's etched himself into a top 20. And hell, top 5 center in the history of basketball. Like, that's what we're talking about. And he's potentially going on a run here. If he adds another to it, he could be up there with the greatest of the greats in that conversation overall, with the Shaqs, with the Wilts, with the Tim Duncans.
It's been a perimeter-dominated game for a long time, and it's nice to see the balancing act of the way that they play the game. Jamal Murray, what an incredible comeback story, off the injury. Michael Porter Jr., though not great, this is a young man who has a lot of runway now from here on out.
Well, and also coming back from him, like those back injuries, that could have been devastating for his career. Like the Nuggets took a gamble taking that pick, guy.
And right
he was
now
projected to be like a number 1 or 2 overall, right?
Yeah,
but
and
if not for the back.
You look at obviously everything paid off. Now, who knows what that contract's going to look like 2 years from now? Yeah. But as of right now, it's working out. Aaron Gordon, a great trade. It was a great trade.
Did not have a great shooting night last night, but look what he did. He dominated that game on the defensive end. He had 2 steals, a block, 7 boards. Like they dominated.
They're not winning nothing without him.
No,
right?
No.
And KCP, who you've referenced over and over and over again. Oh, yeah. I just like KCP.
It's a gamer, dude.
He's just solid.
That's just what you want on your team. He's a defensive baller. He makes the right plays. He'll hit a 3 here and there, and he's clutch at the line. Like those are clutch free throws he had yesterday.
I'm with you. And then the other takeaway is I have tremendous respect for Miami, but to me, you're chasing fool's gold if you think you're going to be able to replicate what they did this year. What they did was very difficult, and that's why I give them a lot of credit. But to say that that's a blueprint for other teams, hey, playing game, we made it all the way. You don't want to face the Bucks in the hypothetically, a Bucks-like team in the first round and then go through the Knicks and then the third. To me, you've got to put together a team to compete against Denver. Like that. And I'm not saying that you're specifically catering the entire roster to try to beat them, but you've got to have length. You've got to have size.
Youth, athleticism, yes.
There's a lot that goes in. Mike Malone, by the way. Hey, bud. Pump the brakes, dude.
Oh, boy.
Pump the brakes.
I think I know what you're referencing, and I'm going to play it right here. Michael Malone after the game yesterday.
Pat Riley said something many years ago. I used to have it up on my board when I was a head coach in Sacramento, and I talked about the evolution in this game and how you go from a nobody to an upstart, and you go from an upstart to a winner, and a winner to a contender, and a contender to a champion. And the last step is after you're a champion is to be a dynasty. So we're not satisfied. We accomplished something this franchise has never done before, but we have a lot of young, talented players in that locker room. And I think we just showed through 16 playoff wins what we're capable of on the biggest stage in the world. And the best part about it is the people I just did that with. I love those guys. I love my coaches. Stan and Josh Kroenke are incredible owners. Their support, their continued belief. Calvin Booth, first year as a GM. And I just have to say on a personal note, a huge thank you to my mother and father. I just spoke to them, let them know how much they're a part of this. Their love and support all along has meant the world to me. My beautiful wife, Jocelyn, my 2 daughters, Caitlin and Bridget. I'm a really blessed person, really enjoying this moment. So don't screw it up by asking a stupid question.
Your thoughts?
He goes, he has me, then he loses me, then he has me again, and then he loses me again. Mike.
Feeling himself. They just won, Joe.
Smell the roses.
They won. He's feeling himself.
How many dynasties in sports the last 40 years?
There's only a few.
Okay.
Why not the Nuggets?
Why not you win 2 before you get to dynasty? That's all.
They'll have a great
dear
shot.
God, Mike Malone.
They'll have a great shot.
And then this guy's still angry after winning the championship.
It does sound a little bit like that.
Homie, hit the gummy, hit the vape pen, do whatever you got to do to put yourself in the right. Enjoy it, bro.
It's legal up there. Yeah, why not?
I'll tell you this right now. With that attitude and that guy being as tight as they come, there's no way they're going back to back. Dog, take a deep breath. Enjoy the moment.
Seriously. Well, if he's comparing himself to all those dynasties, just look at when the Popoviches won, when the Phil Jacksons won. Those guys are notoriously just uptight or just surly and stuff like that. Maybe more Pop than Phil. Phil was always probably chill, but those guys, come on, they pop off. They're enjoying it. But Mike was enjoying himself, right? Come on.
He was getting to become a dynasty.
Dude, he was getting tossed up by the Jokic bros doing the hip hip hooray. It was hilarious. But to your point, can this Nuggets team be a dynasty, Joe? To his point, they can be, right?
Because just throw that word around all over.
We do. But I feel like this team in particular, if I just take a macro view of where the West is at, Warriors, getting older. Lakers, old. Who else are you going to toss in there? The Suns, kind of old. I mean, you got Booker and Ayton. What's going on there? KD, like,
It's
okay.
No. They are a team that is formidable to beat. I want. Those are two different questions. Like, dynasty, the Kansas City Chiefs have been to 5 straight AFC Championship games. They're not what I would consider to be a dynasty.
Ooh, interesting.
They have 2 championships.
2. Okay.
To me, 3 in 5 years. Is approximately the barometer. That's to me. So like. You can't bring up the D word until you win 2. That's just me. That's my setting.
Fair enough.
Like, win another one. Like, I get why do we have to go flying off the handles? It is so difficult to win a championship in sports. The Houston Astros, okay? Everybody thinks they're cheaters, and I'm not.
The one season they were, yes.
But they have been as good as you can be for 5 straight years. And I know they have the 2 championships, 6, I guess, technically. They have the 2 championships. Winning is so difficult. And I think what ends up happening is society wants to go from 0 to 1,000 on everything. Our kids, look, we got to have Baby Gronk. You can't just play sports. You got to be Baby Gronk.
It's
out of control.
I hated what I saw that Baby Gronk thing over the weekend. Ugh, disgusting.
In school, you got to get a 4.4 in 3rd grade because if you don't, you won't be able to get into Stanford. Everyone. Let them be kids. Everybody, you got to crawl before you walk.
Yes.
Walk before you run. All I'm saying is that there are steps to this. And throwing out the D word, I get it. He won. He's feeling giddy and happy. I just get triggered when I see people go from 0 to 1,000.
I understand. No, I get it. But he is feeling himself. He's been talking that talk. If it was anyone else, like if it was some, I don't know, Joe Blow, like first-year head coach, like who was it with the Mavericks? Who was thinking of bald guy, Mavericks head coach that won the title?
Jim Carrey, a.k.a.
Yes, Rick Carlisle.
Thank you.
Rick Carlisle. So if he was like that, I'd be like, all right, dude, you got like a 40-year-old Dirk Nowitzki and like a 40-year-old Jason Kidd. That's not happening. But with Michael Malone, and he's been talking his talk, and that's his MO. Like, that's what he does. So I'm taking it with a grain of salt. I get it. They're having a good time. They're fun. But to your point, the D word for dynasty, if they go back-to-back, will it be through the Golden State Warriors?
Well, no, everything runs through Denver. Like that's they've earned that right.
They've earned it. It'll go through Denver.
That.
Okay.
To me, they've earned that right. Now, do you have one of the greatest players on the planet in Steph Curry? Of course. Is that some knock on you as no? Like they're the current gold standard. And I think that you look at their ages and you look at their chemistry and their cohesion. And right now everything's on the uptick. But I said the same exact thing about the Golden State Warriors when they went to Tokyo. And then we came back and everything was different. Yes. So that again, winning creates its own problems. There's a guy by the name of Notorious B.I.G. More money, more problems. And let me tell you, I had no idea. I used to say, give me some money and you'll see how few problems I have. Look around the world. Everyone has problems.
Yes.
And trust me, the more you win, the more success you have, the more money you have, there are nuanced and layers problems that come with that as well.
The microscope will be on you.
Absolutely.
Jokic, he's
the disease of more.
Listen, Jokic, it went from him getting compared to Embiid, who's better out of these MVPs and guys that haven't won anything, to now it's going to be Jokic versus Giannis. Who's going to be the next guy to dominate the league? Who's going to be the face of the league? I don't think Jokic wants to be the face of the league. I don't think he's going to be because they're going to try to market.
He's Mike Trout.
He's Mike Trout. Which is fine.
In a different
but
way.
now he's not because he won, right?
No, I know.
But he's a little different, right?
But I'm saying in terms of I don't want to be the spotlight dude. Yes. I don't want to be the advertisement dude.
Maybe it was Tim Duncan, right? Like that's the guy, like Tim Duncan.
That's a good
But
call.
I never viewed Tim Duncan as the face because back then still you had LeBron, you had Kobe, you had those guys that were also winning. So
the unassuming hero, though, to me, is always the most likable.
Oh, real G's moving silence like lasagna.
Right?
Come on, dude.
The guy who doesn't want to be president, who ends up being president in all the movies and things like that, who doesn't want to be the captain of the crusade or whatever it is. Those are the ones we love the most.
Totally. You know what else I love the most? The Morning Roast. It's coming up next, 95.7 The Game.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM at HD1 San Francisco. An Odyssey station.
Oh, boy, you guys know about the Soto program. I'm able to fit in this white tee, 1985 gallery shirt. This Soto weight loss program is awesome. It's a nationwide program, first of all, and it's 100% over the phone.